And now to the story of the man of the moment, that is Cabinet Secretary John Mbadi, who had his inaugural budget and perhaps the most important day since he was appointed in August last year. Jimmy Mbogo traced the steps of the Cabinet Secretary and gives us an inside look at his journey on a day that the entire country was counting on him to deliver a plan that takes into account their fiscal needs.
Morning. How are you, my brother?
Good. How are you, sir?
Yes.
At the crack of dawn, in a chilly Nairobi suburb, the sleek convoy led by Subaru chase cars with flashing strobe lights emerged from the secure gates of the Cabinet Secretary's residence. Deliberate rhythm of a government motorcade carving a path through the largely empty roads. Sirens low and insistent as the convoy eased its way through the city's neighborhood in what would take barely 20 minutes, heading to their destination, the National Treasury. The CS walked out into his office and straight to work.
It's an important day for the country. Today is the day that we are reading the budget highlights and revenue-raising measures. It is a constitutional and actual legal requirement. Yeah. It's done in the entire East African community. All the ministers will be reading their budgets.
One meeting after the other, all seemed well and on track. But outside the National Treasury building, in the streets, the city was no longer still. Chants, loud bangs and clouds of tear gas rent the air as police engaged protesters in running battles, an issue that a visibly rattled CS Mbadi would be forced to address moments before heading out to make his maiden budget address.
I want to caution that our youths, as we exercise our democratic right, we should understand that others also have democratic right. And there is no important right as that of listening to how the government wants to spend your taxes and raise those taxes.
In just a few minutes to 2 p.m., the CS emerged from the National Treasury steps holding the budget briefcase. But unlike his predecessors, he chose to walk to Parliament buildings, marking history as the country's first Treasury Cabinet Secretary to walk to Parliament to present his budget. A procession that took less than 10 minutes, contrary to the slow drive that those before him have enjoyed, taking the parliamentary team by surprise with his early arrival, who were caught unprepared to receive him, forcing him to do a second walk-in. Now, despite the day's eventuality, the Cabinet Secretary for the National Treasury, John Mbadi, made his maiden walk from the National Treasury building to Parliament building to present the 2025-2026 budget, a journey that he hopes by the time he leaves office, he will leave a lasting mark in the management of the country's resources. Jimmy Mbogo, Citizen TV, Nairobi.